Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. Today we are going to review for your Chapter 11 test, Solving Equations. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to go over about 5 or 6 problems with you. So please do me a favor and take out a line sheet of paper. We're just going to be taking some notes on the line sheet of paper, okay? So let's title it Chapter 11 Review. Chapter 11 Review. Okay. So let's start with this problem right here, number 1. Okay, write an equation. You're going to have an example like this exactly on your test tomorrow. So please make sure you understand what we're talking about, okay? So 2 cars are traveling at the same direction. The first car is going 40 miles an hour, and the second car is going 55 miles an hour. The first car left 3 hours before the second car. Which equation could you solve to find how many hours it would take for the second car to catch up to the first car? So this is multiple choice. Try to figure out if you think you know what the answer would be. I'll give you some time. Okay, so what did you get as your answer? I think a lot of us might have gotten letter A or letter C. Let's talk about this, okay? So we're comparing 2 cars. We're comparing the first one that leaves first and then the second one that leaves second. Okay, so the first car is going 40 miles an hour. How many hours? I don't know. So it's X or T in this case. It doesn't matter. The second car is going 55 miles an hour. So that's 55X. Okay, or T. Doesn't matter. Now it says the first car. So this first car leaves 3 hours before. It has a 3-hour head start. So if it has a head start, aren't you adding some time to it? If it has a head start, it's ahead, so you're adding 3 hours. So 3 hours. And then you want to know how many hours will it take for the second car to catch up. Catch up means when will they be the same? So when will they be equal? So I think a lot of you might have gotten C as your answer. But here's the thing. It's not C. My answer is not C. It's actually D. Do you see how if I'm talking about hours here, they have an hour head start? I actually need to change it to minutes. Okay? So the reason why I need to change it to minutes is because, well, I'm talking about miles per hour, so I need to change them to minutes. Okay? So that's the first one. Let's try another one. This one I think you can, is definitely much more doable. Okay, so let's try number 3. Sean's Rentals, so for number 3, Sean's Rentals, SR, charges $27.50 per hour. How many hours? I don't know. So X to rent a surfboard and a wetsuit. Darla's surf shop charges $23.25 per hour. How many hours? I don't know. So X to rent a surfboard plus 17 extra. So added to 17 for a wetsuit. For what total number of hours are the charges for Sean's and Darla's the same? So they're equals. So hopefully that was the equation that you wrote. Go ahead and draw your wall and try to solve it. Okay, so pause the video, solve it yourself, see what you got. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Did you solve the problem? First thing is I see an X and I see an X. You always want to move your smaller X. So go ahead and move your smaller X. Opposite operations, opposite of a plus or a positive 23 is a negative 23, so I'm going to subtract. Okay, if I subtract here, what I'm going to do then is use your calculator. So always make sure you use your calculator. Okay, I have 27.50 minus 23.25. That gives me 425. So 425x equals plus 17 is just positive 17. Still want to move the number that's on the same side of x. So I'm going to move the 425 on both sides. I have 17 divided by 425. Final answer is going to be 4. So I have x equals 4. 4 what though? 4 hours. So that would be my answer. Okay, we doing okay so far? These are the types of problems that you're going to see on your test. Okay, so if you're not understanding anything, please make sure that you are asking your teacher tomorrow before school, before you take the test. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do number 2 on this page. Right here. Number 2. Okay, so let me rewrite this problem. I have 1/5 x plus 5 equals 19 minus 1/2 x. Okay, I see a fraction problem. I hate fraction problems. What should you do if you can? change them to a decimal problem. So divide your fractions, 1/5, 1 divided by 5. Oh, that's 0.2. Okay, 1/2. Oh, that's 0.5. I know I can change this to a decimal problem. So really, I have 0.2x plus 5 equals 19 minus 0.5x. Right? I basically just changed all my fractions to decimals. So now I have a decimal problem. So I have x's on both sides. Which one should I move first? The smaller one. Not 0.2, right? This is a negative 0.5. Opposite of a negative is a positive 0.5. So I'm actually going to add 0.5 on both sides. This one is smaller than this one. That's why. Right? A negative is always going to be smaller than a positive. That's why I drop it down. So 0.2 plus 0.5 is 0.7x plus 5 equals 19. Then I'm going to move the number on the same side as x but farthest away. So the 5. So minus 5 on both sides. I have 0.7x equals 19 minus 5 gives me 14. Then I'm going to move the 0.7x, or just 0.7, opposite of times is divide. So 14 divided by 0.7 gives me 20. X equals 20. That's my answer. Okay? This time you try one by yourself. Okay? Please write this problem down. What if I have this? 7 minus 45, let's write x. X's are always easier. Is less than 5x plus 13. Okay, pause your video. Please try it yourself. See what you can do. Okay, did you finish this problem? Let's see. So first of all, they're all whole numbers, so I don't need to change this to a decimal or a fraction problem. I have x's on both sides. Which one do I drop down? I'm hoping that you decided to drop down the 45x, because this is not 45, it's a negative. Minus 45 is a negative 45. So use opposite operations. I'm going to add 45x on both sides. I end up with 7, my symbol, 50x plus 13. Okay, what do I do next? Move the number that's on the same side as x, but farther away. So same side of x is 13, and it's farther away. Use opposite operations, a plus 13, so opposite is minus 13. 7 minus 13, use your calculator, gives me negative 6. So I have negative 6, just drop everything down, is greater or less than 50x. What do I do now? Divide both sides by 50, divide both sides by 50. So I have negative 6 divided by 50, I get negative 0.12. Remember, I'm just dropping everything down, so I'm not writing the x first. I'm writing my answer, then drop down your symbol, and then drop down the x. Please remember, I am not flipping my symbol. I don't flip my symbol because I did not multiply or divide by a negative. Okay, and that's always the rule. Okay? Let's do 2 more, and then we'll start the homework, okay? Let's do this one. All right. So let's read it. A movie theater has 2 membership plans. Under Plan A, you pay $6 a month plus $4 for each ticket you buy. Under Plan B, you pay $18 a month plus $2 for each ticket you buy. Which inequality represents the situation when Plan B becomes less expensive than Plan A? So go ahead and solve that, please. Or actually, why don't we do this? Write the equation yourself first. Okay, pause the video, write the equation. Make sure your equation's first, done or correct, and then we can pause it again and try the answer. Okay, so pause your video. Okay, did you solve it? Let's see. So we have 2 plans, right? A and B. Under Plan A, you pay $6 a month plus $4 per ticket. Under Plan B, you pay $18 a month plus $2 for each ticket. So here's the thing. I'm not quite sure where to put the x's, right? But if you think about it, you have months and tickets. Always choose the smaller one. Is a month smaller than the ticket? No, you can buy many tickets in a month, right? But in month, you would only have like 12 of them total. That's why it's per ticket, like this. Okay? And you want Plan B to be less expensive than Plan A. So B is less than A. Okay, so draw your wall, okay? Please pause your video, solve it yourself, and then let's compare. Okay, did you solve it yourself? Let's see which we got. We have x on both sides. always move the smaller one. 2 smaller than 4. Plus 2, opposite of plus 2 is minus 2. So left over I have 6 plus 2x is greater than 18. Minus 6, minus 6. Move the number that's on the same side as x, but farther. I get 2x is greater than 12. Divide by 2, divide by 2. I get x is greater than 6. That's my answer. X is greater than 6. Okay, hopefully you got that too. Let's do one more, and then we'll start the homework. Okay, let's do number 5, this one. Solve it. Okay, 1.75x plus 3.5 is greater than 3.25x minus 8.5. Draw your wall, solve. Okay, pause your video, see if you can do this yourself. Okay, did you solve it? Did you figure it out? Let's see how you did. So you have x on both sides. 1.75 is smaller, so always move your smaller one. Opposite of a positive is a negative or a minus. So left over I have 3.5 is greater than 3.25 minus 1.75 is 1.5x minus 8.5. Excuse me, I'm going to move the number that's on the same side as x but farther away. Opposite of a minus is a plus. So 3.5 plus 8.5 gives me 12. So I have 12. Just drop everything down. Don't always write the x's first. Next thing is I'm going to divide by 1.5 on both sides. So 12 divided by 1.5 gives me 8. Do I write the x first? No, I write the answer. 12 divided by 1.5 is 8. Keep your symbol the same because you did not multiply or divide by a negative, and then you have x. So x is less than 8. Okay? If you have any questions, please make sure you ask your teacher. But that's it for today. Have a good day. Bye.